Hi, my name's Ilma, and today I'd like to share Psalm 74, verses 7 to 11. They have burned your sanctuary to the ground. They have defiled the dwelling place of your name. They said in their heart, "Let us completely subdue them." They have burned all the meeting places of God in the land. We do not see our signs. There is no longer any prophet, nor is there any among us who knows how long. How long, O God, will the adversary revile and the enemy spurn your name forever? And why do you withdraw your hand, even your right hand, from within your bosom? Destroy them. Psalm 74, 7 to 11. Here's my devotional. Why allow evil, Lord? In this psalm of lament, Asaph questions God why he has allowed his sanctuary to be burned to the ground. Why was the enemy allowed to do such wicked things? We hear the pain in Asaph's heart as he tells the Lord all the remains of a place where they worship the Lord. One of the questions asked by many unbelievers is this: why does God allow evil and suffering? It is sad to hear the same questions coming from God's own people. But this is the reality that we need to face. Being a Christian doesn't exempt us from the pains and trials in this cruel world. We all need to see the way the Lord looks at what is really going on. Our minds are limited and cannot fathom why God would allow such painful events to happen. Many of us believers become consumed by what we are going through, that we fail to see what lesson God is teaching us from certain painful events in our lives. We get stuck in the question why and fail to ask, what do I need to learn from this event or defeat? There is always a reason why God allows suffering and evil to momentarily prevail. Maybe God wants us to use such painful events to humble us to our strength for a future purpose He wants us to fulfill. When Asaph asked God the question why he withdrew his right hands on them, he probably was overcome by grief and defeat. But the act of running to God and asking Him is a very honest, humble act of dependence. He wants for God to make him see why such things happen. He knows the Lord will well enough to ask why it seems like God has abandoned them. Even Jesus Himself asked God, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" Reflection. Why is honesty about our pain important to God? In the first place, God knows everything. So if we hide what we are going through or what we are feeling, isn't that lying to Him? He knows it already, so He wants us to come to Him in dependence of Him, in relationship to Him, so that He can help us see things the way He sees it. Otherwise, we will be seeing things in our own little mind, in our own little way, in our own little world that we usually put ourselves into. Honesty is one of the most important virtue in a relationship. Without honesty, there is no relationship that can thrive. When you trust someone, you can be honest. When you don't trust someone, you can never have honesty. You can never have accountability. When you don't have honesty, you're not going to grow up, because honesty is very important for you to be able to assess and examine your life so that you can do what is right instead of continuing to do what is sinful. So that is why God allows evil in the world, to teach us some things. Sometimes He wants to strengthen us. But in James, it says, in the book of James says that when you have suffering, be joyful. Isn't that weird? Because the world will never see it that way. You need to be joyful, because in the pain, you learn to endure. And when you learn to endure, you can learn to grow. So I encourage you to look at evil as or suffering as something to like a life lesson, because most of the time we try to avoid suffering, we try to avoid pain, because that's what the world says, that we all need to be happy, which is not what God says. Actually, God says, carry your cross and deny yourself, which is totally different from being always happy. Joyful is not happiness. Being joyful is a result of your relationship with God. So thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ilma'S.com for artworks and photographs. And I hope you subscribe to my channel on YouTube so I can make more videos for the Lord. Thanks for watching.